Okay, it's time to fix this little frogman. Last year I glued him across the top here and here where he was broken, and it's held up very well, but I've noticed there recently that there's a crack right here, and I'm now going to use a little bit of epoxy to just fix that. So I'll put on the blue gloves and mix up a bit of my preferred epoxy, which is Gorilla. I just wanted to make some little videos just showing some of the stuff that I do, fixing up toys and whatnot. So now I have a little mixing stick here, and I should actually get something for putting this glue in with. I think I'm going to use a paper clip. So I'll give that a little bit of a mix and go and find myself a paper clip. I'll just pause for a moment. Paper clip would have been nice, but instead I'm going to use this guy. Safety pin. Nice and pointy. Give the glue a nice mix. I wear these blue gloves because no matter how hard I used to try, I always seem to get the glue on my hands, and it can be quite hard to get it off. So now I just wear these gloves. And I use Gorilla epoxy because it doesn't yellow, and some of the other ones do. It also seems when it dries, when it hardens, to have I don't know if it's just me perceiving this, but it seems like it has a very slightest bit of give still in it, as in it doesn't go completely rock hard and rigid. I might be wrong about that though. So now I'm feeling the glue is pretty nicely mixed up. Give it one more little go, because you only get one chance to mix this stuff up, so I'm going to mix it really well. And you have a little bit of play time to play with it, probably about somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes depending on the temperature. If it's very hot, it'll cure quicker. If it's cold, it'll cure much slower. So this guy is a Frogman from the Fisher-Price Adventure people. He's not from a particular set that I have or anything. It's just he's randomly amongst my collection. Put this glue aside for a minute. And let's see how we can get in at him. Okay, so if I open him up like that, should be able to get that glue in there. Now I'm not too worried about the glue, getting onto other parts inside of him, like the little parts that hold his legs in position, because once it's all gone off, it should be okay to just move the legs, and if the actuated part actually got some glue on it, which it's clearly going to, then it'll just break. It will where that bonds will break, and the only bit that I care about bonding is across that little gap, that little crack that I'm mending here now. So we get him into the yoga pose. That will apply the pressure. Okay, not just yet though. Let me just remove this little bit of excess that's oozing out. So now I apply the pressure. So now I'm just going to keep these moving over the next little while as that glue goes off, and I think that's going to fix up just fine. So I won't bore you with the next 5 or 10 minutes of me moving that around. I'll assume that you get it, and I'll show you then at the end, just when I'm ready to leave it set. So now I've just played around a little bit more with this guy, and actually I put another little bit of glue into it because it just felt like I'd really like to make sure that there's an abundance of glue in there. And then I wiped off the excess from the outside of the join, and now I've just clamped it nice and tightly. So I'm going to leave them like that now overnight, probably 24 hours. Might even leave it longer. There's just no, you can't leave it long enough. This epoxy loves to be given a good opportunity to go off. I'll wiggle the legs from time to time just to make sure that they're not setting. But once, let's say 10, 20 minutes, half an hour or so has gone by, I won't need to do that anymore because the glue, for all intents and purposes, will have set. And then in the next day or so, I'll show you the finished guy. Okay, thanks. So now I just want to do a little update. It is the day after I fixed the little Frogman. 16 hours later, it's the next day. Here's the glue that I used, and it has kind of cured quite nicely. But this is what I was talking about with the little bit of give. You know, you can still see that there's some flexibility in that. Now I don't know, does that ever go absolutely rock hard? I'm going to keep the glue for, I'm going to keep this card of glue and monitor it for a week or so. Let me show you the little guy now. So his joints are nice and tight now, and there's where is it that we did the repair is right along there, and it seems to have held quite nicely, and I'm sure that it will, because I know this stuff, this epoxy resin, is really great for gluing these guys and great for gluing a lot of toys. I'll do some more videos of me fixing some other guys with some other toys and other stuff with it. But hope you enjoyed that. Hope that was a help to you. Thanks for watching. Cheers. What do you think, Marmalade?